Have you ever felt lost and wondering if you ever find your way back? That's the story of a man in scriptures. He wanted distance from his father and separated from his father, and he began to pursue his own desires and he began to make his own choices. Very quickly, he realized the choices he was making could not satisfy him, and he said, I am going to go back to my father. In that decision began a transformation. You see, when we decide to seek after God, that is the beginning of a transformation, of a revolution, of a change in our lives. And when his father saw him coming, the scripture says his father ran towards him. As we draw close to God, he begins to draw close to us. He begins to pull us. It could be so difficult for us to decide to seek after God. There's so many distractions and so many temptations and so many things out there that can turn our eyes away from God. But if we decide, if we make the effort, if we are humble enough to ask God to help us, to ask God to give us the humility to acknowledge that we cannot do this on our own. We're not strong to go through life on our own. We're not strong to make, to handle the challenges of life. And we surrender to him and we begin to seek him. You realize that he's going to step in and start pulling us close and start a work in us. You see, when the prodigal son met the father, the Bible tells us the father changed his garment. The father embraced him. The father welcomed him. In your seeking God, you realize that the thing that is missing, the hole in your heart, that the things the world has to offer, it cannot fulfill and satisfy. You see, his presence, the connection you have with him, the relationship you start forming with God as you seek him, you see, that is what begins to fill that hole. That's what begins to complete and to make a man whole. But it begins from humility and acknowledging you can't do it on your own and the need to seek God.